Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge The Console. So, wie gesagt, wir gehen jetzt auf jeden Fall erstmal ins Herrenhaus. Ups.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Das ist schon ein sehr suspektes Haus. Die Musik erst gerade. Wer baut denn solche Türen? Lies Briefe, die von den anderen Gästen stammen oder an diese adressiert sind. Wer kann denn so schnell lesen? Oh. What's this?
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do
Warum?
for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted
Dem
to ask
traue ich nicht.
you are the son of Sara de Ricci, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, was ist los? Während einer Konfrontation musst du durch mehrere Phasen gehen und dabei so überzeugend wie möglich bleiben. Konfrontationen wirken sich auf den Verlauf der Geschichte aus, daher solltest du bei Bedarf auch deine Fähigkeiten nutzen.
Thank you, my son. I bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable.
Phase 1 schon
I
mal
hope
durch.
that you will follow in her footsteps.
Only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such.
Natürlich.
If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is commendable. But as we work together on a daily basis, it is surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Mother passed her passion for art to me. Ancient art. Very ancient.
I didn't know your mother was an art lover.
Mainly pre-Christian objects which are believed to have unique properties.
Well, how interesting. Now that you mention it, I can indeed imagine Sarah getting interested in that.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Don't worry, Your Eminence. Your secret is safe with me. You know my mother's reputation. As her son, I will defend the de Richet's word with the same fervor.
Ah, I would expect nothing less.
Oh, Gott sei Dank.
If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that
Hm.
no one other than your mother will read it?
Letzte Phase, in der letzten Phase einer Konfrontation musst du die Person, mit der du gehst, überzeugen, indem du die passende Dialogoption auswählst. Wenn du dich falsch entscheidest, wird die Phase so lange wiederholt, bis du die richtige Option wählst oder kein Fehler mehr möglich sind.
Your Eminence, if there is one thing you can count on, it is the value of a promise made by a Deriche. Respecting our commitments has always been the pillar of our family, and nothing nor nobody will prevent that from happening. Since you know my mother, you should know that a Deriche always keeps their word. You can be sure of that.
Thank you, my son. It is most reassuring.
Oh, Gott sei Dank.
Especially as I promised you nothing, my friend.
Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals.
Jetzt kann kein Mensch lesen.
This leader being built like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her.
Natürlich.
Time is short.
Werde ich tun.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Wir halten die Augen offen. Können wir draußen gehen? Was ist das? Erdsternchen versetzt dich in den Zustand sensibilisiert. Du kannst vorübergehend die Immunität und Schwächen erkennen, die sich auf einen Dialog auswirken. Du kannst nicht mehr als 5 beitragen. Gruppe am Kamin gehen. Das werden wir auch gleich machen.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men.
Mit Manuskripten kannst du dich während deines Abenteuers weiterbilden. Zu Beginn jedes Kapitels legst du fest, welches Manuskript du lesen willst und erhältst auf permanent Fähigkeitspunkte. Was ging dafür? Also ein Punkt Überzeugung, okay.
I thought
wusste
my
es.
chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi? He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Maurice de Richer. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet. And you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Believe me, she's not that special. His Eminence was asking me for my opinion about the style of the main door. I have to admit, this place certainly doesn't lack panache.
It's simply stupefying.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
Two members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order.
Okay.
It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Ich möchte erst rausfinden, ja.
Let's follow home. I'll follow you, sir. Mr. Washington, I hope to speak with you at greater length on another occasion. Emily, please excuse me, but I would like to speak to Sir Holm. I shall see you later.
I hope our dear
Ich hoffe, es war eine gute Entscheidung.
The troubles in France have fatigued him, but he will recover
Oh,
soon.
wer ist sie
Do
denn?
not fear. He apologizes for remaining in Rome. The voyage was too much for him.
And right he was, too. The mildness of the Mediterranean, eh?
Giovanni Braschi? Am I dreaming, or are they talking about Pope Pius VI?
Come, sit down and have something to eat, my friend. You look rather pale. Excuse me,
Das hat er richtig mit seiner
neglecting my duty. I haven't
Puder im
introduced
Gesicht.
myself. Sir Gregory Home, an old friend of Lord Mortimer's.
A real pleasure, sir.
You who must be well used to the court of France. How do you find this peaceful little haven?
Charming, if I hadn't come here for disturbing reasons.
Yes, I heard the news. What a story.
Indeed. I wanted to ask you. Would you have any information about the disappearance of my mother?
Very little, I'm afraid, my young friend. Your mother came at the invitation of Lord Mortimer. Then, one fine day, we couldn't find her anywhere.
That's it?
As I said, I don't know very much. Lord Mortimer had the entire area searched immediately. We found no clue as to her disappearance. But I am convinced that as soon as Lord Mortimer becomes available, he will explain the situation.
Thank you for your answers, Sir Home. But I beg your pardon. I get the impression I know you. Have we met? Except in my dreams, of course.
Not that I remember, young man. Perhaps you're mistaking me for another member of the Chamber of Lords. And what with the wig and the powder, it wouldn't be the first time.
Ja, genau, wahrscheinlich.
Definitely the one I saw threatening my mother. I thought... Never mind. It'll come back to me. Would you allow me one last question, sir? I don't want to take up all your time.
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
Ja, was wollte die Mutter hier?
Do you know the reason for my mother's presence here?
I haven't the slightest idea. No. She was invited by Lord Mortimer.
But you don't know why?
Not really. I was given to understand that your mother was looking for something.
And do you know how long my mother and Lord Mortimer have known each other?
Several years, I believe. They seemed to know each other for quite a while. But it was the first time that Lord Mortimer had invited her to join us here.
Good. And finally, would it be possible for me to speak with Lord Mortimer this evening?
I'm terribly sorry. No, he really is quite unavailable. But please rest assured that everyone is doing their best to find your mother.
All the same, it's not the Chateau de Versailles. It can't be that difficult to find her.
Worry not, my son. I am persuaded that we shall find the famous Sarah de Riche. No doubt with new adventures to share, huh?
Was ist jetzt los?
Elizabeth! I should have insisted that you rest in your room.
Do you want me to call someone?
Let me handle this. I'm used to this kind of thing. Miss, can you hear me?
Leave me.
Stand back, please, so she can breathe.
Elizabeth is accustomed to this kind of thing.
It looks like it's just a dizzy spell. Can you tell me something about her? Who is this young lady?
Elizabeth Adams. She's come to the island for a course of treatment, to rest.
For a course of treatment?
That's right. The sea air can do wonders. Are you all right, Elizabeth? Do you feel any better?
When did she arrive?
4 days ago.
Okay. My mother had already gone missing.
Da kann sie damit nichts zu tun haben eigentlich.
Are you all right, Elizabeth? You gave us quite a fright.
Take it easy, miss.
Let me... I just need to get back to my room.
Of course, my dear. Go ahead. You saw it, didn't you?
Pardon me?
I segni della bestia.
The sign of the beast. He's referring to the tattoo on her hand.
Yes, Your Eminence, I saw it. I don't know what the young woman has been through, but she is marked for life.
It is the least one can say. You know the meaning, don't you?
Protection against the evil one.
It is a rare practice reserved for cases of possession, Louis. I have seen it during exorcism.
Gentlemen, it's getting late. It is time for everyone to go to bed. It has been a long day.
weil ich mich hier noch umgucken wollte.
It's all the more delicate.
I'll see what I can do, but the case I'm on at the moment might well leave me with very few opportunities. Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holmes, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured.
Ich kann nirgendwo Hinweise
She's not here for the
sammeln.
same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Ich gehe erstmal durch den Tisch. Habt ihr das gesehen? Durch den Tisch gegangen. Auch nicht schlecht.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Mhm. Danke.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh, man. It's been quite a day. Right. Where is my room?
Am Ende des Dingens gehen das.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Kann auf jeden Fall nichts machen. Vielleicht finden wir ja noch irgendwo was. Was uns weiterhilft.
Sir Jacques Perreux?
Kenne ich noch nicht. Tja, oh, doch, da ist irgendwas.
Few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Ist das? Alle negativen Effekte auf. Mhm.
Decorum Guide.
Seht ihr, man muss doch mal ein bisschen rumgucken. Findet man schon ein paar Dinge, die einem auch helfen. Was ist denn da oben? Da hoch? Nein, darf ich nicht hoch. Kann ich wundern, es könnten Netzwerkprobleme auftreten. Tischdeckung Luft. Das Ruckeln kommt jetzt gerade von meiner Internetverbindung. Tut mir schrecklich leid. Jetzt mal kurz stehen bleiben. Okay, jetzt geht es einigermaßen wieder. Wer wohnt hier?
Monsieur Johann van Wulner.
Okay, kenne ich auch noch nicht.
Chinese coin.
Sondermünze. Kann man doch bestimmt auch noch irgendwas mit machen. Ich finde den Weg wahrscheinlich nie wieder zurück. Das Buch kann ich nicht öffnen. Okay. Ich finde das Spiel sehr interessant. Ich mag ja solche Spiele.
President George Washington.
Ich gedacht, mein Zimmer wäre am Ende des Flurs. Irgendwie ja nicht. Scheint aber nicht. Entschuldigung. Scheint aber auch nichts mehr zu sein. Nicht rein. So was.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Und ich mein Zimmer. Bleibt ja nur noch das.
Huh, that's me.
It's me. It's me, Mario. Sorry. Wer wohnt hier?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Das ist Godoy.
A pound.
So, was soll ich denn mit der ganzen Münze machen? Okay, hier habe ich wieder vorne. Gut. Wunderbar. Kann ich schon irgendwas Neues lernen? Nein. Etikette. Bisschen was haben wir ja auch schon gelernt. Dann gehen wir jetzt mal in unser Zimmer. Mal gucken. Gut. Machen wir jetzt hier auch Schluss. Ich freue mich aufs nächste Mal. Bin sehr gespannt. Ich finde dieses Spiel echt genial. Okay, bis dahin, euer Hunter. Ciao, ciao.